How about a follow if you're watching from TikTok, or a subscribe if you're watching from YouTube? I appreciate all of the subscribes, the follows, the thumbs ups, the hearts, the comments, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, Libra, I'm going to be using this deck, and we're going to see what we get for you, and just go from there. Okay. I have pre-shuffled and prayed already, so. For the sign of Libra, show me what they need to see, Spirit. For the sign of Libra. Woo, they're trying to throw some out. Okay, we've got one out. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles. Now I want you to look at that. Do you see what the skunk is near? You see the bees? They're wanting to attack. This is a feeling like really, because, you know, lots of times them skunks will go after like beehives and such. This is a feeling like really finding your own, coming into your own, finding that balance that you need to have in your life. And, you know, even though the bees are there, he seems to be just in the grass. So it's like he's fine where he's at, but they're thinking he's not. Yeah, this is feels like that maybe you feel like you're not where you need to be, but, you know, Spirit's trying to tell you that you're finding that balance. So you're in a good place, it looks like, at the moment. So let's see what else you get. I'm drawn to the bottom. It does feel like, though, with the hangman, and you look, that's a cocoon, the butterfly wanting to emerge. You've went through some changes in your life that, I feel like I need to take that out, have put you in a place of feeling like, it's almost like becoming who you are, finding yourself, having to go through these times and changes in order to become who you are meant to be, or who you want to be. It's going to be different for different people on that one, it feels like. For some of you, it's like ideas have changed, and ways of doing things, patterns have fallen away, and, you know, you're doing things in a different light. It's just going to be different for different people. I mean, that's just the best way to put it. For some of you, you're going to have really bright ideas that it's like they bloom into something new. They evolve. They, now I'm seeing that mutation card from these right here, which I'll take one for you. But yeah, they mutate into what they are meant to be. Yeah. Okay, let's get you some more cards. For the sign of Libra, what does Libra need to know? Oh, they wanted that to come out, but it didn't. It was the Nine of Swords. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and address it. You went through a lot of pain recently, and it's like you're coming away from that. So it feels like that Spirit wants you to know that you are coming away from that. Don't hold on to the past. The past will not take you forward. It will keep you stuck. Yeah. Okay, for Libra. What does Libra need to know going forward? Okay, you got the Magician. You make things what you want them. You make them happen. You make your wishes come true. There's a star on there. I see it. You make things happen. You make your wishes come true. You're bringing it to fruition. You're doing it. And, you know, it's all because you found this balance. You found your niche. And it's like you're evolving. You're evolving from that. You're cutting through what needs to be, you know, put away. And that, you know, that Nine of Swords coming in, you know, Nine of Swords, think about it, pain, you know, hurts. But you're putting it where it needs to go because you're making things what you want them to be. That's awesome. That is growth. Moving forward for Libra. What does Libra need to know? 9 of Cups. Ooh, okay. 9 of Cups. And that takes me to that being, you know, owning yourself, being the magician, making things happen. 9 of Cups, getting things done. Look at those ants, worker ants. They get things done. They make it happen. They don't wait around for someone else to do it for them. They get it done. They do it on their own. That's what you're doing. You're making what you want happen. You're bringing it to you. And that's good. That's good. That's like, you know, moving into this new year in a place of knowing what you want and going after it. Okay. Libra. 4 of Wands. All about family, home, life for you. 4 of Wands. See that? Thinking about your home, your family, your life, what you want, making it happen. And some of you may be like, well, I'm single. You know, maybe you've got pets. That's still your, you know, that would be your family, you know, your babies. This is about you taking charge. You're leading the show. You're making things happen. You're getting it done. Now, you have got the 8 of Wands here. And okay, if you look, that fish is trying to, you see up here, look up here, we've got this bug up here. It's shooting water, trying to knock the bug down. Now we've got a tail right here. Do you see that tail sticking out? But the fish is not falling for that. The fish is going after what is obvious, you know. And that's what I feel like you're doing. You're doing what you need to do. You're going after what's obviously right in front of you, and you know you can handle it. You know you can do it. You know you can bring it forward, and you're getting it done. Slowly, it feels like. It don't feel like this is a big rush. It feels like you're doing it, though. You're doing it. Now, I want to know around romance, for those of you wanting to know. Okay, 8 of Swords. Around romance, it's like there's been a lot of unknowns. A lot of not knowing exactly what's going to happen. Maybe it's been slow. Maybe, you know, you and your person's just... Because if you look, there's a lot of scariness there. Maybe you don't find time for romance. Or maybe you're scared to try to search for romance if you don't have it. Can I get another card around romance, love? Whoop. Okay, King of Pentacles. So, I feel like for some of you, this is your person. And you already got your person. And, you know, it feels like that. For someone, there's like a fear that their person knows they are it, the bomb, so to speak. But you are too. Don't forget that. Don't get lost in this, you know, card right here, it feels like, of unknowns and uncertainties and darkness and not being able to see. Because I feel like for some of you, this is you. You're embodying this energy. And you know what you bring to the table. You know what you can do. You know that, you know, you've got that confidence that you are. I mean, look, this is a peafowl. This is a peacock. This is beauty. This is grace. This is having it all, you know, right there. Just strutting your stuff. Yeah, so to speak. If you're in a relationship, I feel like that, you know, if things are not, you know, all that romantic, maybe you need a date night. Maybe you need to spruce up and put in a little more effort towards, you know, this relationship. Okay. If not, yeah, get out. If you don't have someone, get out, spruce up, doll up, whatever. get out, because even though it's unknown out there, yeah, unknown territory, you don't know what you're going to get into. You know, you don't know if there's any good ones left, so to speak. You got to still put your foot forward, it feels like. Even if it's just waking up in the mindset. I'll be honest with you, I don't feel like that, you know, I'm not, I heard some people say, well, if you don't go out, how are you going to find anyone? I'm one of these that's kind of like, I feel like that it'll come when it's meant to come, when they're meant to come. You know, even if that means that I stay at home a lot. That's me now. That's my, you know. But that doesn't mean that I wake up in the morning with this mindset of dread. And no, I have to wake up in the morning feeling for me, for myself, that I got this, that I can do what I need to do for me. And, you know, if that means waking up and some mornings I'll put on a little bit of makeup. Some mornings I put on a lot of makeup. Some mornings I put on none. It's according to how I feel. It's about me making myself happy. Don't always wear it, you know. It's just up to you what you do to make yourself feel loved. There you go. Make yourself feel loved. Love yourself. Make yourself feel loved so that you bring it to you. You bring that right person to you. I don't feel like you have to step anywhere to do it. I mean, that's you know, my thoughts. That's just my opinion. Other people's going to have their own. Okay. But yeah. You know, I do want to get a card around, because I feel like, you know, you got the worker ants, are you really moving? But I want to get a card around money. Okay, you got the Nine of Wands. So things are hard right now. Things are tough, you know. And you're like in protection mode maybe over what you do have. If you'll look, the swan is trying to protect the young from the turtle. You see that? So you're doing what you got to do to protect what you need to do, protect in your life, it feels like. Whether that's about your family, your home, yourself, wherever it's at. It feels like that's what you're up for doing, you know, is protecting. I also feel like I'm drawn to the bottom. You got the Three of Swords here. And there's been a lot of pain and heartache. And, you know, if you'll look at those kangaroos, look at that. You know, there's fire. You know, that's during a fire. Do you see that? And one is stuck. There's like a deep hole there. And, you know, can't get across. So this is a feeling like hurt in your past that's made you feel alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, how will I get there? How will I heal this? How will I make this happen? And I feel like that's what, you know, we got that Knight of Wands. You're doing it, though. You're dealing with what you need to deal with in your own self, in your own way. And that's going to make you stronger going forward. That's what this feels like. Now, I want to get you one of these cards. The extras. Like oracle cards. Extras. Okay, for Libra. Whoop. Okay. Okay, Libra. You got Schadenfreude. Now, I want you to look at that. How does that make you feel? If you look at those whales, those killer whales, they're throwing that poor little fella just because they can. Just because they can. You know, that seal, they're just tossing it around like it's nothing. Not because they, you know, they're hungry, but just because they can do it. I'm going to read to you the definition of Schadenfreude. Let me find that. And that's the number 15 card as well. So you've been through some, you know, things, and you felt like, you know, people just done you however because they could. Okay, Schadenfreude. Enjoyment obtained from seeing or hearing about the troubles of others. So feeling like, you know, others get a thrill from seeing you struggle or seeing you hurt. Refers to the joy someone might feel at another person's pain. So, you know, that's heavy feeling there. So you've got a lot going on that you're trying to, it feels like, deal with. And feeling like getting jabbed every which way. This feels like, though, that you are taking control. You've got the Magician. So don't get stuck in the past, and don't get stuck in one place feeling like, you know, being stuck in that place of, well, they wronged me, they done me wrong, this one done me wrong, that one done me wrong. You know, don't get stuck there, because it's not a good place to get stuck. I want to take you a Moonology card for Libra. Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So, wow, that's a good one. That's good because, you know, well, things getting better. You know, things becoming what you want them to become, getting better, moving forward. Let's get you one of these. Whoops. Mending. Mending what has felt broken. So, doing that healing that you need to do. Healing what needs to be healed. Mending what needs to be mended. Making things happen. I want to get you a romance angel for those of you who either want some romance in your life, or you want your romantic person, or you have it, but, you know, maybe you just want a card. For Libra. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. Stop trying to control things. Just let it be. Let it go. Let it go. Allow. So that's what I've got for you. Just allow. Let it be and allow. It feels like for now. Till next time. Bye.